Like a lot of people, my life was really turned upside down by the pandemic. The lockdown just removed a lot of the things that I'd been used to, and it helped me keep on top of all the things that really matter in my life to keep me moving in the right direction. And I just lost a lot of momentum. Someone bought me this for Christmas. This is the Legend Planner. And I've started recommending books like this to a lot of my friends and my clients. And I just want to talk a bit about what it's done for me, how it's helping me get back on top of things in my life, and maybe give you some ideas about how you can start recovering from the pandemic, rebuild your life, and start moving in good directions again. Okay, so this is a bit of a product review, and I'm not being sponsored or anything, but I just found the Legend Planners to be really helpful, but there are loads of things like it on the market. So if there's another one that takes your fancy, then go for that. I just want to talk about this particular one, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and how it's kind of helped me recover from the pandemic. So to talk about that briefly, I used to be super disciplined. So I would have, there was like years of my life that consisted of get up early, go to a cafe and work on my book or whatever project I was working on at the time for a while, and then go and do my day's work. That would take me through until 6 or 7 in the evening, get home, eat some food, and then there'd be a little window for some entertainment and wind down before bed. Now, I missed out on a lot of things in that phase of my life, but I was very focused, very disciplined, and I wasn't letting anything slide. I was all on top of everything in my life. Then the pandemic happened and the lockdowns happened, and all of us were affected by that. And I think everyone is finding it difficult to get back to their lives in some way or other. For me, one of the main ones is that my discipline has very much fallen away. So my diet was not good, my training is not great, and I really need to be on top of everything for my business. So I was looking for a solution to that, and something that would also just enhance my life generally. In a lot of ways, I need to be pushed in certain directions. We all do. Like there's certain things that I naturally just gravitate towards because they feel comfortable and manageable and okay. And then there's other things where I need to be pushed. Like I need a solid push in that direction because they scare me or they're way outside my comfort zone. Not because I'm lazy or anything, and actually I don't believe in laziness as a concept, and I'll talk about that another time, but because just the way the human brain works, I will end up thinking about the things that I feel okay doing and I won't think about the other things. And over time, that becomes a problem. I end up not doing things that are essential for my well-being and my growth. So I wanted something that was going to give me discipline again, give me structure, make sure I didn't forget things, was going to be fun along the way, and was going to push me to do the things that I find personally challenging. So if you're in any of that kind of situation as well, then I hope this will be helpful for you on a very practical level. So this is my Legend Planner, and I'm just going to go through the things that I like about it and the things that I wasn't so impressed by about it. And it can help you decide whether you want to buy yourself one or not. They're available on Amazon. So things I like about it. Well, the first one is that it's sturdy. It's like a really chunky bit of hardware. This I could just throw it in my bag. I'm often just dumping a whole bunch of stuff in my bag because I tend to go out and then do loads of stuff with my day. I'll go and do some coaching, but I'll also be hitting the gym, and I'll be doing writing, and I'll be meeting up with friends to do all sorts of interesting things with them, and I might have some filming gear, and I might have my drone and whatever. So it needs to be robust. This has already travelled to 2 other countries with me, and it's not got a scratch on it. Like, I am really impressed with how it's holding up. It's all held closed by this band. It's got a few little place markers in it, which have been essential for me. And yeah, I'm just really pleased with how this has been put together. So another thing I like about this, and a major thing that's been good for me, is that it has formed part of my routine. So every Sunday or Monday, I will go and either sit down at one of my desks at home, or I will go to a cafe, and I will just write out, well, I'll review the last week, and I'll see how that went, and I'll see if there are any outstanding tasks that need to be rolled into this week, and I will think about the coming week, and I'll look at my calendar and I'll write down any major events, and then I'll start shoving in some personal and professional goals into there. It also has a habit tracker for every week, so there's like a bunch of things that I'm tracking at the moment I'm trying to get back on top of. So meditating, lifting weights, having enough social time. You know, I do have this tendency to just work, so making sure that I'm getting plenty of time with friends and family. And yeah, so I put all that in there, and it's formed part of my routine. So every, as I say, Sunday on Monday, I just make sure that there's time in there and I go and sit down and plan stuff. And that's been really good for me. I just feel like I'm back on top of things, like things aren't just wafting from one week into the next week and just being vague and uncertain. Like I feel like I'm back on top of my goals and my priorities. So another thing that I really like about my Legend Planner is that towards the beginning there's some broader sections. So there's an area for putting in your dreams in life. Now it's got space for like 50 dreams. I didn't have 50 things to put in there, but I put a bunch in, and that's really good for focusing on what is all this for, like what is the biggest scale stuff that you're working towards in your life. Then it breaks that down into quarterly goals, and that's where it started getting really useful for me. And if you're one of my clients, you will be very familiar with this structure. Like I talk about this with my clients a lot. What are your biggest goals? What's your vision? How are you making that practical? How are you transferring that into manageable chunks? And then how are you breaking that down into individual tasks? And that last part is done by the weekly sheets. And that's, as I say, that's become part of my routine, and it's really useful. So I've done my Q goals. I've got 2 work goals and 1 personal goal. And then while you're doing that, you have to work out what your strategies for making sure that that's going to be a success. So at the beginning of the first quarter of the year, I sat down and I wrote out, okay, I want this, and I want this. And then for each of them, okay, well, how am I going to make sure that happens? And you write out a whole bunch of ideas. And then when the week comes round, it's useful to refer back to that and go, okay, so what have I kind of been avoiding doing? Or what, how could I think outside the box here? How could I have a new strategy for working on this thing? And then you've already kind of done the legwork. You've done the planning. You've already done the brainstorming. You know what it is that, what strategies you're going to be using. And so you can just kind of filter those through into your weekly tasks. It gives me a lot of reassurance that I'm not just letting things fall by the wayside, that I'm not avoiding the things that I'm avoiding in my life, and that I'm not, I want to make sure that what I'm doing each week isn't just make work, it isn't just filling up my time so that I feel like I've been productive. I want to make sure that it is related to where I want to be going in my life, and that's been really helpful from this. And then finally, the main thing I like about this is how pretty it is. Like, it's a pretty book. This is the dark burgundy with gold, which is my kind of style, but they've got dozens of different color combinations, and it looks really nice. I like the appearance of it. Yeah, so those are a whole bunch of things I like about my planner. A few little dislikes. I haven't figured out how to use the monthly spreads yet. So it goes quarterly, and then you've got 12 monthly spreads, and then it breaks down into weeks. I understand how to use the monthly stuff retrospectively. So it's got a page about what went well this month, what didn't go well, what do you need to focus on more in the next month. That's all handy. But in terms of planning the coming month, I found that the space for individual days isn't enough for me to be able to do any effective planning for a whole coming month. So I've not really been impressed by that. Another thing that I'm not really getting a lot out of is the reward system. So for each quarterly goal, there's a reward. For each main week goal, there's a reward. For monthly goals, there are rewards. I'm not motivated by rewards, really. I'm motivated by the satisfaction of having ticked everything off. But maybe if you're more reward driven, then that will work for you. I generally can't think of things that I need to reward myself with. And when I put them in there, they don't feel very important to me. In fact, the one time that I put in a weekly reward for hitting my main goal, I didn't even bother going and getting it because I didn't really feel a connection between fulfilling goals and getting rewards. If you're more reward oriented, as I say, it could be fantastic for you. It didn't really work for me. So at the back of the book, there is a little pocket, and inside that pocket there are stickers. If I can get them out, and they're cute, and they've got all sorts of interesting, best way to predict the future is to create it. Take time to enjoy the little things. Important, cool reminders, but you only get like a few sheets of them, and I feel like therefore they're really precious. And then when can I use them? Because if I use them, they're gone, and then I won't have them anymore. So they just sat there at the back of my book, and I haven't used them at all. I have friends who are really into stickers, and they will probably be swearing at the screen right now, like, why are you not using your stickers? But I don't get it. I don't get how I'm supposed to use my stickers. How do I not then run out of stickers? So I haven't really got anything out of the sticker system. That would be a thing that I'm not enjoying about this. And then last little niggle, it comes with a little pen holder on the side, a little loop. I don't know if you can see that. And obviously the idea is you keep your pen in there, and so you just need to shove this in your bag and you've got a pen with you. I found it's exactly the wrong size. Everything I put in there has either been way too chunky or has just fallen straight out. I have not found a pen or a pencil. I mostly write in pencil. I've not found a pen or a pencil that neatly fits in there. Maybe it's because it's like an American size and the Americans have different size pens. I don't know. But that hasn't worked for me at all. So it's never, I've always got my pencil case with me as well. It's just another thing I have to remember to bring with me. So that's been a bit of a letdown. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's only my little niggles with it. And for me, the main thing has been the routine and getting back on top of things and being able to relate what I'm doing this week with my larger goals and all the stuff that I used to do in my head pre-pandemic that I really struggle with now. So I'm really grateful for that and I'm really enjoying using this. There is a surprising satisfaction to ticking things off, I've discovered. I didn't think there would be, but you've got this big list of goals and then sort of a few times a week I'll open it up and go, oh, yeah, tick, tick, tick. I feel good. Little dopamine release. So that's been good. Yeah. What do you use? Do you use, like, have you got a legend planner? Have you got something similar to this? What do you find is helpful about these? Is there anything that you think I'm missing about using this that I should really be like focusing on and getting more out of this? That would be great to hear. So let me know. If you found this video interesting, then give it a like. Leave a comment, please. Do you use a planner? Do you think something like this might be helpful for you? Do you not think that having a planner would be helpful for some reason? Let me know. And any other thoughts you have about using planners or how to structure yourself and how you are recovering from the pandemic, all of that would be interesting to hear. So leave me a comment. And until then, I hope your goals are going well. I hope you're kicking ass in your life. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.